Yo, what is up, guys? I think we are live. Starting to do our call-in streams every single Thursday once again, so let's get it. Championship weekend. I'm excited. Hopefully, it's a really good game. That's all I want to see is a good game. So we will see. We will for sure see. Alright, I'm going to tweet out the stream real quick. If I can get anybody from Twitter to join up in the stream. Alright, tweeted that out. And we're good. Yo, what's up, Drake? How you doing, man? My cats have me nervous in the boat. That game was so good. I mean, Wando Robinson is clutch. Super clutch. Is he entering the draft or is he coming back for his senior year? Because that man, I don't know if Kentucky wins without him in that game. I don't think Kentucky wins without Wandell in that game. He came up that big. That was crazy. He was definitely one of the top performers of all bowl season. Let me get myself situated here. All right. Yeah, there was actually a ton of good bowl games. Like, bowl season before, like, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, actually. The New Year's Day bowl games were really lit. But the ones before that, there were only a couple here and there that were actually pretty good. But, like, every single game on New Year's Day was super good. I mean, you had Kentucky, Iowa was amazing. The Rose Bowl, Ohio State versus Utah, was great. The Fiesta Bowl, Oklahoma State had a huge comeback over Notre Dame, was great. And then you had the Sugar Bowl, which wasn't so great because Matt Corral got injured. Baylor ended up winning. But yeah, I mean, that is a very, very good slate of bowls for one day. It really saved bowl season, in my opinion. Like, I thought all of those games were really good. It rumored Wandell may come back. Wow. That's actually surprising because I did think that he'd get a pretty high pick. I mean, maybe he's trying to go for become a first rounder next year. And if he's making good NIL money at Kentucky, then, you know, there's no rush. The transfer portal has been nice. My Cats picked up a 3-star wideout and a 3-star DT. Defensive tackle, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the transfer portal has just been crazy. It's like we're literally getting free agency in college football. I mean, Zach Evans went to Ole Miss today. I think Lane Kiffin is going to turn Zach Evans into a star because Zach Evans, I don't know why, but he didn't get that many touches at TCU. But when he did, I'm pretty sure he was averaging like 7 yards a carry or 7.5 yards a carry, which is crazy. And he was a former 5-star recruit, first ever 5-star that TCU's gotten, from what I've heard. And he transferred because, I'm guessing, he was loyal to Gary Patterson. Gary Patterson got fired. So, it's tough. I think Lane Kiffin is going to do some good things with Zach Evans. We'll see if they get a good quarterback going in there, it's rumored that possibly Caleb Williams could go to Ole Miss. And I could see that happening because the rumors that I've heard were that Caleb Williams wants to go somewhere not necessarily to win a championship, but somewhere he can go to become the number 1 overall pick. He wants to be the round 1, pick 1 in the draft, make the most money possible he can from the draft. And Ole Miss might not be a bad place for him to go if he's looking to be the first overall pick, because that is the reason he went to Oklahoma, was because he's seen Lincoln Riley was able to produce Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray as number 1 picks. And now maybe another offensive guru like Lane Kiffin might be his spot to go for trying to hit those accomplishments. Look at Utah State's transfer portal pickups. They've went nuts. Wow, I definitely have to check that out because Utah State is nice, man. Utah State is super nice. Let me just go on 24/7 Sports because I want to look at a couple stuff or a couple things. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me search up. I can't search up teams here, can I? It's not. Oh, school. Yes, I can. The Mountain West. Utah State. Let's see who they picked up. Levi Williams. Oh, they got that quarterback from Wyoming. Because he had a really good bowl game, right? He played very good. Cade Parrish, a 3-star from offensive tackle from BYU. So that's 2. Their quarterback is a 4-star. That is crazy. I'm surprised that since he transferred, Levi Williams, I'm surprised since he transferred out of there that he stayed in the Mountain West, because I would kind of expect him to go to a Power 5 school if he's transferring, you know. But hey, I mean, Utah State, they produced Jordan Love. So they do have a history of a first-round quarterback in recent years. So then they have Cade Parrish. They have an Alabama transfer wide receiver, 3-star, Xavier Williams. So, and they also have a transfer from Miami, Washington, a 3-star safety from Miami, and a 3-star linebacker from Washington. Wow. Yeah, they have been going crazy. They've been going dumb. You were not lying. That is for sure. The best transfer portal pickups. Who else Zach Calzada transferred from A&M to Auburn. And Auburn was kind of rumored for Caleb Williams. Maybe they knew they couldn't get Caleb Williams and they decided to go with Calzada, which I'm not sure if Zach Calzada is a upgrade from Bo Nix. I think they're kind of in a similar boat, but I don't know. I mean, I guess he's proven he can beat Alabama because he beat them this year, and you know, Auburn, that's their biggest rivalry. That's the biggest rivalry in college football. So maybe they're like, okay, this guy, he can beat our biggest rival, which is also happens to be the best team in college football year in and year out. Let's pick him up. Who knows? Lane is nice. Caleb and Lane, please no. If Lane gets Caleb Williams and he already got Zach Evans, that is a hell of a duo. And even though I said Caleb Williams isn't looking to win championships in college football, he's looking to be the first pick in the draft, and that's more of a priority for him. I'd have to say Ole Miss with Caleb and Zach Evans gotta be up there with championship contenders, but the only thing you'd have to ask is, do they have a defense? And I don't know. That I do not know. They'd have to get a better defense developed there. Some of the top transfers still on the board. A 3-star corner from UNLV. A lot of people transferring out of Maryland. I know they had 2 linebackers. Here they got a 3-star wide receiver, a 3-star tight end. That's wild. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, that's just the latest. That's not the top, my bad. The top transfer still available is Caleb Williams, as expected. And then we seen, what's his name? Dylan Gabriel switch his transfer from UCLA to Oklahoma, which is wild. So we've now seen someone transfer twice in one offseason, which he didn't necessarily ever play for UCLA, but he transferred from UCF to UCLA to Oklahoma in one offseason. Also, in the transfer portal, a 4-star wide receiver out of Oklahoma, Mario Williams. And I know Mario Williams is pretty nice, so hey, WVU, come on, pick him up. Let's get him. And now the wide receiver from Wyoming is also leaving since Levi Williams left. So Isaiah Nayor, 4-star, we'll see. Maybe he goes to Utah State too and follows his quarterback, or if he's just going somewhere else. He could probably get into a Power 5 school. I mean, I would take him. Yeah, still a pretty decent amount of good players still left up on the transfer portal board. I could see Williams going to UNC because of them producing Howe, and it looks like that's where his significant other is going. It seems to be something a lot of big transfers. Yeah, like you told me, Adrian Martinez did that when he went to Kansas State. Keaton Slovis did that when he was going to Pitt. And yeah, we could see that happening again. From what I've seen, his girlfriend plays soccer at North Carolina. So with Martinez and Keaton Slovis, and Utah State got the guy from BYU all transferring from schools because their significant others were attending. That their significant others are attending. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the trend. And we'll see. We'll see if it continues. I don't think it would be a bad idea because UNC actually had a really good recruiting class coming in this year, so which is surprising. I mean, Mac Brown, he's doing a pretty good job at UNC as far as recruiting. We'll see if maybe he can turn those into some wins next year, because this year is a little disappointing as far as wins for North Carolina. A lot of people thought it was going to be in the ACC. It was going to be Clemson, and the only team that would have a chance against Clemson was going to be North Carolina. Well, that turned out to be completely false, and Pitt ended up being the ACC champion with their biggest competition being Wake Forest, which is insane. Who would have predicted that at the beginning of the year? Other places I could see him go, like we mentioned, Ole Miss. Georgia has been rumored. I think people were just kind of rumoring that because Georgia has such a great team, but they don't really have a great quarterback, so it just like kind of goes together like as a rumor, you know. I haven't seen any like real evidence about him actually wanting to go to Georgia, but who knows. Your Bengals had me going nuts Sunday. Yeah, I seen they beat the Chiefs, and Jamar Chase had like 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase and Joey B have been going crazy. I mean, Chase is 100% offensive rookie of the year, and Joe Burrow is definitely top 5 MVP candidate right now. You hope Kenny Pickett doesn't go to the Steelers. Oh God, I hope not. I hope he goes to the Giants. I would love for Kenny Pickett to be drafted by the Giants because we have we're gonna have 2 picks in the top 10 this year because we have the Bears pick, and we better draft a quarterback. We need one. You'd love to see Williams in blue and white next year, who Mario Williams. Is that his name? Pretty sure. Lost him. Yes, Mario Williams. Yeah, that would be a cool spot for him. I mean, anywhere he could do well, probably anywhere. I don't know if he's looking for someone to, like, a good quarterback to go with. Maybe he's following Caleb Williams, like he's waiting to see where Caleb goes, and then he's going to go there too. Wouldn't surprise me. Jamar had more receiving yards than Mahomes had passing. Dang. Oh, Caleb Williams. Yeah, Caleb Williams, Mario Williams. Yeah, I'm sure pretty much every team other than Alabama and Ohio State, I would say every other team should be trying to get Caleb Williams, in my opinion. I think, because Alabama has Bryce Young and Ohio State has C.J. Stroud, every single other team should be out there trying to get Caleb Williams, right? Yo, what's up, Al Squire? Good evening to you as well. But yeah, Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, those two might be the top 2 in the transfer portal now, both coming from Oklahoma. Earlier in the season, Oklahoma receiver transferred out of Oklahoma and went to Arkansas. He's already committed and enrolled at Arkansas, Jaden Hasselwood. Interesting. I think a low-key pickup that is really nice is Texas A&M picking up Max Johnson, because Max Johnson, he's actually pretty good. I like Max Johnson, whenever I'm watching some LSU games, he was pretty good. Like, I'm not going to say he's anything crazy, but he's still young. He has 2 or 3 more years of eligibility. And I think at Texas A&M, they got the number 1 recruiting class coming in. They're going all out right now to get all kinds of talent. And I think Max Johnson is definitely an upgrade from Zach Calzada. Caleb may not start next year, but he'd be the starter after Levis leaves. I think if Kentucky were to get Caleb Williams, he would start over Levis, 100%. At least I think so. Because Will Levis is, a pretty good collegiate quarterback. Caleb Williams is a star, and he's not going to go anywhere where he's not starting. I don't think he's going anywhere where he's not starting. A&M is going to be scary. Oh, yeah. DeMarvin Leal is a beast. He's going to the draft this year. I'll probably have a couple mock draft videos up this year. Probably, this is the last weekend of the regular season for the NFL. And it's also Monday is going to be the championship game. So I'm going to have a couple mock drafts out. My first mock draft will probably be in a couple weeks, I'd say. Also, new series I'm going to be starting is probably going to start while we're on the topic of Texas A&M. I'm probably going to be starting with Texas A&M since they do have the #1 recruiting class this year. But I'm just going to go through probably every Power 5 team or every team I can get to, and starting with A&M and reacting to their top 5 recruits of 2022. And yeah, I think it could be a good series, just in one video for A&M reacting to their top 5 recruits, and then I go on to whoever is requested most in the comments. Say it's Alabama, so my second video I react to all 5 of the top 5 recruits going to Alabama. That's a video idea I'm probably gonna do after the title game. Get that series going. Your Giants definitely need to go QB or either DB or linebacker. At this point, man, I would be happy with anyone that's good. Like, I want a quarterback, especially though, and we could use offensive line. We could use edge rusher. We could use a linebacker. Well, a linebacker / edge rusher because we run a 3-4 defense. So, an outside linebacker that can rush the passer. I mean, me personally, as a Giants fan, I wanted us to pick up Micah Parsons last year in the draft, but of course he went to Dallas and is going to be a star. That's just how it has to happen because I wanted him and the Giants passed on him. So, or did we pass on him, or Dallas might have picked before us last year actually. I'm not sure, but either way I wanted Micah Parsons like before the draft had started last year. But we decided to trade down and draft a receiver. And it's just crazy because last offseason, everybody was saying we need receivers. And we go out, pick up Kenny Golladay in free agency, and we draft Kadarius Toney in the first round, which I'm a big fan of Kadarius Toney, don't get me wrong. At Florida, the man was a human joystick. I mean, he was juking everybody, and he's shown flashes he can do that in the NFL. But whenever you get your biggest free agent signing and your first round draft pick of the year, they have a combined 0 touchdowns this season. 0. Kenny Golladay has 0. Kadarius Toney has 0 touchdowns. Crazy. And of course, we also got hit with the injury bug. Like, we're just a mess, man. I'd just be happy if we draft anyone that's competent at this point. We have 2 picks. Let's just not screw it up, That's my opinion on the Giants. I gave up on them early in the year this year. I haven't watched a Giants game since like week 8. Crazy. Check out some of these other transfers still available. Ooh, there's still a 4-star safety out there from Colorado who is not crystal balled to go anywhere. Not sure where he's going to be going. A 4-star defensive lineman from Tulsa. Interesting. Maybe looking to make the jump to a Power 5 school. Yeah, there's still a couple 4-stars. The only 5-star is Caleb Williams, of course, in the portal. I'd love to see you guys get Kyle Hamilton, bro. Me too. I don't know if we'll go safety, though, because we do have Xavier McKinney. Xavier McKinney he's actually been playing pretty well for us. He's actually one of the few bright spots on our team. But yeah, him and McKinney would be nice together, like you said. I think our secondary is actually decent, but it's like not as good as what it was supposed to be, because we have McKinney, Logan Ryan, who's actually really good, and he's a great leader. I love Logan Ryan. He's been playing safety, the other safety with McKinney. And we have Jabril Peppers, who gets in there. And we also have, what's his name? James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson, who have been disappointing this year at corner. They've both been very disappointing. I mean, I would be happy to get Kyle Hamilton. No doubt. Would be really happy, because that's like a great 1-2 punch. Kyle Hamilton's a really good ball hawk. McKinney, McKinney can do it all. He's had a few interceptions this year. He also has the hit power that you need at safety. He can come down and make the tackles against the run. Like, he's just a really good all-around safety. Who I want us to get Kenny Pickett and a left tackle, or not a left tackle, but a tackle, or anybody on the offensive line, because we have Andrew Thomas at left tackle. Good. The rest of the line is terrible. So, but I'd be happy with anyone. It's really take the best player available. Get a quarterback, and then with the other pick, just take the best player available. That's where I'm at with them. I'm really excited for college basketball March Madness. That is what I'm really excited for, because that it's going to be crazy, because the basketball season has already been crazy. So I know once we get to March Madness, it is going to be wild. Yo, what's up, Bible Believer 08? Your score prediction for Alabama and Georgia. I actually had my last video, I posted my entire breakdown, score prediction, and against the spread picks, everything. But I'll go ahead and give it to you here. My score prediction in that video, which I'm sticking to it, was 31-30 Georgia. I'm going with, even though they're favored by Vegas, I consider Georgia winning. Picking Georgia to be a bold prediction. So I'm going a little bit bold. I'm not confident in it, but that was my score prediction, 31-30 Georgia. All I want is to finally win a playoff game, no matter. No one has ever sent a text after the Bengals won a playoff game. It's been that long. Yeah, that would be great to see, and I think you guys will. I think the Bengals are actually, after that win against the Chiefs, one of the hottest teams in the league. And I know that they have the Ravens this weekend, and I think the Ravens are knocked out of the playoffs. Like, they're not going to make the playoffs. So if you guys can continue that momentum and beat the Ravens next week, you're looking at one of the hottest teams in the NFL. So usually those are the teams you have to look out for whenever it comes to playoff teams. Like, who's hot going into the playoffs, which looking like the Bengals might be one of those teams. Do I have a favorite team? Yes, I do. It is the West Virginia Mountaineers. You can probably see my flag hanging up there. I also have a couple signed things up there from WVU players. That's my favorite college team. Oh, you have the Browns. Oh, so the Steelers play the Ravens. That's what I was seeing earlier. Yeah. The Giants played the football team, Washington football team, in a game that doesn't matter because they're both missing playoffs. I hope we lose. Give me a better draft pick. Well, the Browns are out of the playoffs for sure too, right? Because they lost to the Steelers last week. And you guys, even if the Bengals are sitting a decent amount of starters there, Baker Mayfield has been playing like trash. Like, he has just been playing like trash. But I mean, even if you guys lose, like, if you're sitting like Joe Burrow and your main starters, like your star players, since you already have the AFC East locked up, then that doesn't really kill your momentum, right? Because you don't have your stars playing and your starters playing. So it doesn't really kill momentum even if you lose with your backups out there. Bench start cut between Tom, Aaron, and Pat. Who do you mean by Pat? Do you mean Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and who? Pat who? If we contain Bryce Young, we will win. Yeah, I believe that. That was one of my keys for them, was to get pressure on Bryce Young, because what happened in the SEC championship was Bryce Young got too comfortable and he was sitting in the pocket for 4 to 5 seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds, and he was just getting way too comfortable. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. I should have known that. My bad. Yeah, if we're talking about this season, like right now, I would start Aaron Rodgers, bench Tom Brady, and I would cut Patrick Mahomes. Like, if we're talking this season alone. If we're talking about for the future, then, no, that doesn't make any sense because we're talking right now. Because start, bench, cut, start Aaron Rodgers, bench Tom Brady, and cut Mahomes. If we're talking this season, we're not talking building a franchise for the future, so we would want the young guys. We're talking right now. Give me Aaron Rodgers, Tom, then Pat, cut. Oh yeah, AFC North, my bad. AFC East is Bills and Patriots, and then it's weird because the Bills and Patriots are more north than Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. But am I still in school? Yes, I'm a college student. This spring is going to be my second semester of my sophomore year in college at WVU. To start my franchise, who would I take? Josh Allen, Lamar, or Mahomes? Man, that is a tough one. Josh Allen's probably having the best season right now. But, man, I don't know. I'd have to go with Mahomes. I mean, he's proven, right? He's a proven he can win a Super Bowl. And he's been to a Super Bowl twice. So I'd probably take Patrick Mahomes. Oh yeah, what's the number for? It's for a call-in show. So if you want to call the number, then you can talk on stream with me, and all the viewers will be able to hear you as well. bench, start, cut. Burrow, Herbert, Kyler. Give me that exact order that you put. Start Burrow, bench Herbert, and cut Kyler. Because Burrow's been having an insane season. So has Herbert. So has Kyler. I mean, they've all been having crazy good seasons. So that is a really tough one, but I do it in the exact order that you put it, I'd say. He said start Kyler, bench Joe, cut Herbert. So he has a different opinion than me. Who's your team? I just call you KJ. KJV. Who's your favorite NFL team? I would probably start Burrow. It's tough, man. They've all been having really good seasons. And it is tough. It is tough. I might actually have to switch out. It's very interchangeable. I mean, you can debate probably every single order between the three. And I don't think anyone could tell you were wrong. You might call it. All right, dude. Yeah, if you want to. I read the chat, or you can call in. It doesn't matter. I do both. The way I put is your order. I think that would be my order too. It's tough, man, because Kyler's good, so it sucks that I'd have to put him at cut. But your first team is the Bucs, second is the Ravens. Gotcha. Real quick, I want to ask the stream, do you guys hear any echo in my mic? Because I've been having that problem with my recent videos, and I went and got some acoustic foam to hang on my walls to kind of block on the echo, so I want to know if it helped any. I'm going to watch the back of the stream later after I end it and see what it sounds like, but I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion. Like, is the echo fixed? Burrow and Aaron Rodgers are the only two quarterbacks with a quarterback rating of 108 or higher. Wow. Oh, you said no? So you guys still hear an echo? Because I got to try to fix that. Dang, that is tough. I'll have to figure out how to fix that echo. Don't have to say, but what state? Yeah, I live in West Virginia. Morgantown. Born here, raised here. Now I'm going to school here. Oh, no echo? Alright, bet. That's good. Been hanging these foams like all day earlier. Yeah, it's been crazy here. We actually got a snowstorm today. I could usually we were over break, so I did my call-in streams on Thursday. I was gonna have to change it to Friday this week because I usually coach a Little League basketball team. And we usually have practice Thursdays, but it got canceled today because we got a lot of snow. So, a lot of snow here, West Virginia. Looks nice. It's the first snow of the year. I was excited. Lucky. Hey, man, I love the snow. But, hey, give me like a month, and I'll probably be tired of it. Because it'll be too much. What are you guys' thoughts on the championship game Monday? I know you're a Georgia fan, so you think Kirby is finally gonna beat up on Saban here? I think the last time Georgia's beaten Alabama was like 2007, 2008. See if they can get done. I predicted them to win. Went bold. I just hope it's a close game. Just really hope it's a close game. Georgia sucks besides the team. uh, hey, Georgia's nice. I mean, you got ATL. A lot of stuff to do in ATL, right? Yo, what's up, Corey? UGA gets revenge. Hey, that's the side that I think it's gonna happen. That's the side that I predicted, but we'll see, man. I hope it's close. I don't want to see any more blowouts. I want to see a really good game. I'm excited. I think it will be. Georgia 34-31, Alabama. Close to my prediction. I said 31-30. We'll see. I mean, it could surprise us. I mean, I think what Georgia's gonna do is, try to keep passes in front of them because of what happened to them last time, where they got beat down the field. But if they try to keep everything in front of them, it would be smart if Bama, took what they gave them with these short to intermediate pass routes. So we'll see if they do that. I don't know. It could be interesting. I think that the main key, though, whoever wins the battle in the trenches, whoever wins at the offensive line, at the line of scrimmage, is going to win the football game. 110%. Whoever wins the battle of the line of scrimmage will win the game. They better win. If Bennett plays like he did against Michigan, we will win. Yes. Stetson Bennett, that was the best game I've ever seen Stetson Bennett play. Compared to the competition that he was facing, he played amazing. And also give credit to Georgia's offensive line, because they held down Aiden Hutchinson very well and didn't let him become a factor or a game changer as far as getting pressure on Stetson Bennett. So big credit to Georgia's offensive line. Also Stetson Bennett, because he was in the pocket delivering dimes whenever he was getting, as he was getting hit. And he was also rolling outside the pocket. So he played really well. A cool video idea could be top 3 or 5 fits for the top 32 prospects. Are you talking about for next year's class? Because that actually would be a pretty good idea. I'm thinking, after the championship game, I'm going to start a series, reacting to the top 5 recruits of every team, starting with A&M since they have the number 1 class, and then I'll go off of whatever the most requested team is in the comments, and just react to the top 5 recruits that they have coming in's highlights for that video. And then the next one we'll do another team and do every team. Also, probably do a video for each team. So say, Drake, your team is Kentucky. I'll do a video for Kentucky as just a preview and breakdown of their team going into the 2022-2023 season. I think that could be a cool video series. Just do it for every Power 5 team. Yeah. I'm indifferent, slightly annoyed that it's a SEC championship rematch. Yeah, I could agree with you there, but I kind of felt like this was going to happen before the playoffs started, Who's better, Zeus or James Cook? Both very good running backs. Tough to choose, really, who is actually better. But, I don't know, man. They're both really good running backs. I think they're both probably going to be NFL players in the future. But, yeah, I don't know. I know Georgia fans, they love Zeus. He gets a handoff. You hear it in the crowd. Zeus. That's lit. If I had to pick one, I might actually go with James Cook. James Cook, I feel like he gets a lot of yards per carry. Who do you think? You're a Georgia fan. You probably watch more snaps of Georgia football than me this year. Um, Corey, I'm a big Blue fan. We got it done in the Citrus Bowl, so I'm pulling for the East. Go Dogs. Hey, man, that Citrus Bowl was crazy. Wan'Dale Robinson clutched up. I was talking about it with Drake earlier in the stream when it first began. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson, super clutch. If you don't play good first half, you have to start JT Daniels. Yeah, I could see them, pulling Alabama. Remember against Georgia actually when the last time they faced off in the championship was at 2018. They pulled Jalen Hurts out the game, put in Tua. He threw the game-winning pass, touchdown in overtime. Insane, right? I could see them doing that with JT Daniels, but I don't think it's as likely because unless Alabama is winning by like 3 scores, 17-ish points or more, and Stetson Bennett has like an interception or two, or he's just playing awful, I don't think that they're going to bring in JT Daniels at halftime. Like, it could happen, but I only see it happening if Stetson Bennett is just like really, really badly like shatting the bed. So we'll see though. It could happen, but I think it would have to go pretty terrible in the first half for it to happen, especially because Stetson Bennett, he played really good against Michigan. Best game of his career. Big Cats fan as well, Corey. Yes. This draft class. Oh, this draft class. So you're saying for the NFL, I could pick the best 3 fits for each team. I might do that. I'm definitely probably going to have some mock drafts out, some NFL mock drafts. Not sure how much NFL content I'll get up on the channel, but that is definitely an idea I will keep in mind. Cats, I think, could compete for the East next season. Hey, they could. I think, other than Georgia, Kentucky is probably the number 2 right now in the SEC East, I'd say, right? You have some up-and-coming teams. But, yeah, I would have to give Kentucky the edge there of being the second best team in the SEC East going into next year. The only obstacle in their way, they'll have to beat Georgia. We'll see. It's going to be a tough one. I hope Vikings get James Cook. That would be dope. Because Dalvin Cook, they're brothers, right? Or related in some way. That would be really cool to see them play together. Close but Cook because he can play receiver. Yes. He did have, two touchdown catches through the air against Michigan. And one, he was lined up wide. I don't know if both of them he was lined up wide, and he just ran a straight stop-and-go route. I'm not sure. I can't remember if the second one was also a go route or if he came out of the back wheel to kind of like a wheel route. But I know one of them he was lined up wide, and I was like, hold up. This man's a running back. But yeah, I'd have to go with Cook for sure. That was my pick. I know Georgia fans love Zeus, though. I mean, Zeus is really good as well. Hope so. We have a stud whiteout coming in by the name of Barian Brown. I think it's kind of cool. We go we got the number 1 high school kicker in the country. Yes, sir. Pulling in the big recruits in Lexington. Mark Stoops is doing a very good job. It is a SEC program, so I mean that could be a very attractive place for top recruits. Some of those top recruits, their main reason for going to the SEC is just because they want to play the top competition in college football. So that could be a very attractive place, especially with Mark Stoops, the way he's been winning games. Just had a 10-win season this year, so looking very good. Alabama fans are annoying, you say. Not all of them. I mean, every fan base is going to have some annoying fans, but I have many Alabama fans here on the channel subscribe that are very, very chill and fun to talk football with. Corey, high class. We have our highest class we have ever had. I'm excited. September needs to hurry. Hey, man, I am excited as well. I'm very excited for next year's season. We're going to have a ton of off-season content here on the channel as well. It's going to be really fun. I'm your favorite football reactor, yo. I appreciate it, man. That's really nice. Keys to win and go deep into Pickens and Brock. So George Pickens and Brock Bowers, I'm assuming you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, Brock Bowers, he's a freshman tight end. And he's just a beast, man. I mean, I know we just saw, right, last year in the draft, Kyle Pitts just looked absolutely dominant. And Brock Bowers is looking like he could head towards that direction. I don't know if he'll be quite as good as Kyle Pitts, but hard to do that. But yeah, I think Brock Bowers is definitely a future first-round pick at the tight end position, which is saying something. And he just looks really good. I mean, he's definitely been your number one receiver all year. And he can high point the football. He can block. He can run routes with the best of them. George Pickens just coming back late in the season. Played a couple games. Hasn't became too much of a factor. But, you know, we all know what he can do, right? George Pickens is a great football player. He's a great receiver. And if he's on the field, he's always a factor because he is that good. So you can't ignore him if you're Alabama going into this game. You can't just ignore George Pickens because he's coming off an injury this year, because he can still be a game changer, in my opinion, if you underestimate him. Bama fans are the salt of the earth, great and wonderful people who are highly attractive. I would have to agree. 2019 LSU versus 2020 Alabama versus 2021 healthy Georgia. I mean, 2020 Bama and 2019 LSU, back-to-back years, two of the best teams I've ever seen since I've started watching college football. You know, haven't been watching college football too long, but in the amount of time that I've been watching college football, those two teams are the two best teams that two of the best teams I've ever seen. I mean, crazy dominant. I don't know who I would pick between 2019 LSU and 2020 Bama, but those are definitely my top two out of those three. I think they both would beat 2021 Georgia, even if they are fully healthy. If all teams are fully healthy, I'd take both those teams over this year's Georgia team. Georgia team's very good, but yeah, those teams were something different, man. I've ran into my fair share of annoying Bama and Georgia fans, but there's also a ton of extremely chill fans for both schools. I completely agree. I mean, speaking from experience, every team, no matter what the sport is going to have annoying fans, especially, you know, whenever you have a team that is very good and has been good, created a dynasty, then, you know, you're going to have some people who are super annoying about it, you know. But that's pretty much with all teams of all sports. There's going to be annoying fans, and there's also, chill fans for every team. I've gotten along with fans of many teams. He's a baby Gronk. He is. Brock Bowers is definitely a baby Gronk, and the fact that he's a freshman is crazy. Bowers is only a freshman, and I already don't like him being in the SEC East. He's crazy, man. He's only going to get better, and just think about it. He's going to have at least, probably just two, but he'll probably get to the draft after his junior season when he's eligible. But 2 more years in the SEC East after this. It's scary. He's going to improve. And who knows who's going to be at quarterback for Georgia next year? I mean, if he gets a star quarterback, look out. I second Drake. We need to have Bowers removed. Drake. I got to go 2019 LSU. That's probably the way I'm leaning. That team was just too stacked, man. You're going to miss Jordan Davis next year. I mean, yeah. You could argue a lot of people are the best player on that Georgia defense. There's a lot of good players on it. De'Aaron Kendrick. Many, many good players. But Jordan Davis, I feel like he's the leader of the team, of the defense. He holds it all together. He makes his presence felt every game. And he plays hard for his team. And definitely understand why he's a fan favorite. So we'll see if he can end his career there with a championship. Let's just say I got threats from Georgia fans when I commented on a preview that I was just hoping for a good game and my Cats to come up on top on a preview vid for the Georgia and Cats game this year. Wow. I mean, that might be a little bit too far. I mean, we're talking some football here. Don't need to be threatening people just because, they want their team to win. Yeah, there's going to be a couple bad apples for every team. That's how it goes. Been a good stream. We got a lot of people coming up in the chat. It's been real fun. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are not. I'm pretty sure all you guys are already, but yeah, definitely subscribe if you're not, because we're getting close to 1,000. Help your boy out. Once we hit 1,000, it's only going to be up from here. Best in the NFL, not based on record. It's tough. This year has been a really good season as far as like competitiveness. It doesn't seem to be that there is like a clear-cut best team. If I had to pick one, I know that they do have the best record, but I'd have to go with the Packers. I mean, they look the best right now. We'll see if they can get it done, because they usually, we all know they make it to the SEC championship and then, they don't finish. We'll see if they can finish this year, but as far as right now, I'd have to say who looks the best based on just like me watching. The Packers look really good. They really do. Also, man, there's a couple teams that have been looking pretty good. I mean, I would have to say, as far as I think my sleeper pick to make it to the Super Bowl is I don't know if this is actually sleeper pick or not. Let me you guys are gonna have to let me know your opinion on this, but I think the Titans have a good shot at making the Super Bowl. If Derrick Henry comes back fully healthy, going into these playoffs, they've been looking pretty good. I think the Titans have a shot at going to the Super Bowl this year. Um, so yeah, that's part of the reason I can't stand them. I get there's a couple of bad apples, but the dude that posted it was doing it live and reading out the comments laughing, so it definitely left a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty messed up. Um, that he was laughing at it, but just not a very good thing to do. I think as far as I feel like as far as my subscribers and like this little community, college football community we built here, we don't really have any bad apples, and I definitely don't encourage it. You said until they face the Bucks. Hey, um, yeah, that's what happened last year, right? Lost to the Bucks in the NFC Championship. My Bengals definitely shocked a ton of people this year, including myself. Yes, I thought that they would be good, or better this year, but I was not expecting them to do this good. They're definitely the one of the more surprising teams this year. Not only making the playoffs but winning the AFC North. Crazy. Don't remember. Just try to stop by checking opposing previews altogether. Um, yeah, everyone here is real chill. Most people, I talk to, I respond to like all my comments because I love, talking to my subs. Um, you know, pretty chill, pretty chill. Got a lot of good people on the channel. Uh, yeah, real relaxing place to talk football. That's what I'd do it. Um, really getting this. We're getting a nice community built here. I like it. Trying to keep it growing, and yeah, I hop on the stream about once a week, and we talk football. Real chill. No real heated discussions or anything. Just like if we could debate something, but we're not gonna be arguing or anything like that. But as far as stuff that's coming here on the channel, got some good stuff coming. Of course, we're gonna react to the championship game. That'll probably be the day after the championship, so Tuesday. And other stuff we got coming: NFL mock drafts, um, March Madness predictions. Definitely going to be making some March Madness brackets on the channel for college basketball. Other stuff I have coming, like I mentioned before, probably going to be doing reactions to each team's top recruits coming in. That's going to be 2022-2023 freshmen for each Power 5 school. We'll see how they do. Probably going to start that series. And I also want to go over each Power 5 school as a whole and do a complete breakdown of their team and all their off-season moves. and kind of do a record prediction for each Power 5 team for the college football 2022 season. So I'll probably do like a breakdown of their offseason moves, just kind of like talk about their team and what's going to be coming for them, and then probably do my record prediction for each Power 5 team. I mean, if you guys are interested in that. So that's a few things I have coming up here on the channel that I think would be a lot of fun, because we'll see about doing reactions to college basketball. That could be something we can do as well, especially when it gets close to playoff time. I'm going to be watching a lot of college basketball, the conference tournaments and also the March Madness tournament. Learn a lot about other teams here, so it's educational. Yeah, I do too. I have subscribers from all different teams, and they get on here and talk to me on stream or in the chat, and they tell me things that I didn't know about their team, because they know more about their team than I do, because I follow all of college football, but I can't follow like the deep stuff for each team, but fans of the team will. So yeah, I learned stuff too. It's really cool, the amount of things that I've learned about teams on the stream. Same here. Overall, I'd say every fan base is 90-10, good, bad, and it's the 10% that ruins it. Yeah, there are toxic fans. I'd say most of the time it's children, or teenagers. I mean, I'm a teenager. I'm 19, but yeah, I'd say from the range of like, I don't know how young we want to go who really know about college football, but I'd say probably like 11, 12 to 20, that age group is probably the majority of the bad as far as like fans, but not all of them. I mean, I'm in that age group, and I'm not toxic about my team at all. I mean, we suck, so there's nothing to be toxic about. The Kentucky LSU game was a heartbreaker. I think if we lose Wheeler in the first half and then lose Ty, we win that game. Yeah. I did see the final score on that game. I did not watch it, so I can't say too much like about it because I didn't watch that game. But I did see Kentucky lost. I think it's 65-60. Or somewhere around there. It was a pretty close one. So you guys lost Wheeler and Ty Washington in the game. Are they okay? Should do a breakdown of the top 25 recruiting classes. That could be something I can do. Probably gonna do just do every team one video at a time. So I'll start out with Texas A&M and react to their top 5 recruiting, their top 5 recruits highlights one by one throughout one video, if that makes sense, and do that for every team, and then I kind of break down who they got. But yeah, and then I could do a separate one breaking down all their off-season moves, which would include a recruiting class, any transfer portal moves, and also do a preview of how I think they'll do next season and kind of do a record prediction. I think that could be fun. Can we sub Vanderbilt for Cincinnati? Hey, that would be a pretty good move. That would be a pretty good move, for sure. And I think Cincinnati would actually benefit like crazy from that. Of course, I mean, joining the SEC, you're going to benefit from it. But Luke Fickell, he has something built there. And, if he's in the SEC conference, he could really get some top recruits there, for sure. I think very easily. Ty was cramps, and Wheeler is a day-to-day with a neck injury. Okay, so day-to-day can't be too serious. So don't want to rush him back because the neck is a very could turn into a very bad thing. A neck is a sensitive place, but Ty cramps, so he's good. He'll be all right. Yeah, I mean, those are two good players, so you'd have to think, if you had them, things could have turned out differently. You were referring to my Power 5 vid for the recruits. Wait, when? I don't know. It sounded like Wheeler is going to miss the next game, but should be back after that. Okay, so that's good. In the 3 losses we have lost by a total of 17 points. So we have been in every game. Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. I think Kentucky is going to be very good next year. Like I said, they probably be my second best team going into next year is in the SEC East. I'm trying to think. Another video series idea that could work is maybe instead of doing like every team record prediction wise, I could do it by conference and just kind of like predict like conference rankings. But maybe I'll end up just doing it team by team, so then everyone gets a complete breakdown of their team. The reacting to the top 5 recruits. Oh, okay. So yeah. For the top 5 recruits, I'll probably do Cincinnati and Vanderbilt. I mean, maybe I'll replace them with Vandy, but yeah, I'll definitely get to Cincinnati. Yeah. But Vanderbilt actually has a couple 4-stars coming in, so we might have to look at theirs as well. But yeah, I'll definitely get Cincinnati in there one way or another. Free throws is what killed us versus LSU. Man, do I know about free throws killing a college basketball team. West Virginia have struggled with free throws like the past couple of years. It's really hurt us. Yes, free throws was worse all season, and they are usually a good free throw shooting team. Yep. That it happens, man. I can have an off night, or as far as WVU, it's always an off night for free throws. I remember I went to the WVU UConn game this year, basketball, and WVU shot, I think, under 40% from the line, and we ended up winning by 1 point somehow, but it was really bad. UConn didn't even have their 2 best players, and we were at home. So, take it for what you will. We just shot terrible from the line. I mean, we do almost every game. Very bad free throw shooting team, but not a bad team. I don't know if it's probably a good team, probably definitely not a great team. 10 from 20 from the charity strike. Wheeler and Tai Tai are two of our best free throw shooters. So when they went out, gotcha. Didn't have a go-to guy for the line. Yeah, the stream has been pretty lit. We've had a consistent 4 to 6 viewers the entire stream. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and talking sports with me. We'll probably end the stream in about 15 to 20 minutes. So if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know here before we hop off the stream, and we'll keep doing this, every week. We've been pretty consistent with it. We took a couple weeks off from the stream around Christmas time, but this is our third week in a row. I'm gonna try to keep streaming once every single week at least. So we're doing good. They just didn't really find a rhythm shooting period, and didn't look in sync after Tai Tai and Wheeler went out. Yeah. Definitely showed that the offense is ran through Tai Tai and Wheeler. We have Georgia next. Need a bounce back win. Yeah, I think you guys should be able to beat Georgia there. Should be a good team to face for a bounce back win there. But yeah, I'm super excited for March Madness. I mean, it's going to be a crazy tournament. I mean, we saw last year, 15s we seen Oreo Roberts as the 15 seed make the Sweet 16. We seen a lot of upsets last year. And this season just seems like even more upsets are happening, like week after week. And I just really hope that, the COVID goes down before March, because, a lot of games have been being canceled and delayed. So yeah, I just really hope that we can have fans this year for March Madness. I miss them, man. We haven't had fans for March Madness in a couple of years. Past 2 March Madness tournaments, because we didn't have a March Madness tournament 2 years ago, and then last year we didn't have fans. So I really want fans to be at March Madness this year. It was nice talking sports, but work comes early, so I'm off to bed. Yo, man, have a great night. Thanks for stopping by the stream, Corey. Appreciate it. Hope you have a really good night. We'll probably hop off the stream here soon ourselves. So if you guys have any other questions you want to ask me, then let me know here before we hop off. I will say it was nice exposing UNC this season, though. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I figured Kentucky would win, but man, you guys really destroyed them. That was crazy. Put up 90 on them. My goodness. My goodness. I'm optimistic for West Virginia's basketball season this year. I mean, we did just lose to Texas by 15 or 20, but our two best players were out with COVID-related issues. One being Taz Sherman. He averages 22 or 23 a game, and he's the leading scorer in the Big 12. Was missing him. And then our second one, based on stats, he may not look like our second best player, but it's Gabe Osaboyan, and he is like the heart of our team, because our main thing with our team is defense and creating turnovers. So he does that a lot. He forces a lot of turnovers for us. He draws charges. He's just like, you could say he's like the Draymond Green of our team. So, yeah. He said, "Oh, yeah, thanks for Oscar." Hey, man, I don't want to talk about it. I mean, how we let him go is beyond me. But, hey, I'm happy he's doing well, though. That's all I can really say. Who's your sleeper for this year's NFL draft? My sleeper. That is a tough one, but I think the wide receiver class this year is really deep. Can't go wrong with picking a receiver in the first 2 rounds this year. As far as a specific player for a sleeper, man, I'm trying to think, because I haven't even really looked at the true draft prospects this year. I've been watching a lot of college football, but I haven't really looked at like all the prospects. So let me check out some of the prospects here. And let me know. Let me see who's for sure entering the draft, and I'll kind of give you a sleeper here. I mean, I don't know if he's a sleeper. Devin Lloyd is going to be a beast. Linebacker from Utah. I know he is going to be a beast. Ahmad Sauce Gardner from Cincy. Don't think he's a sleeper, though. David Bell, like I said, a really deep receiver class. Receiver from Purdue. That is a good pickup. David Bell, Drake Jackson, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, or not Drake Jackson, I see it, Drake London, Treylon Burks from Arkansas. These are all wide receivers. Jahan Dotson. This receiver class is ridiculous. I'm looking for a specific sleeper. I mean, if he enters the draft, one, which is Wan'Dale Robinson. He could be considered a sleeper, because on this list I'm looking right now on CBS sports.com, he's listed as the 73rd ranked draft prospect. Don't think he's really declared for the draft yet, but if he is declaring and he's ranked 73rd, that is definitely a sleeper pick. Dang, they have Kenneth Walker III on here ranked at 95th. So I'd probably have to go there because, man, how do you not have him higher? They show me the top 100, and they have Kenneth Walker III at 95. Yeah. I know running backs usually get ranked low just because they just don't have positional value as far as like NFL prospect wise. But man, 95 seems really low. That's third round, late third round. Hmm. Trying to look at any other sleepers that are really sticking out to me. I mean, if you want a true sleeper, I gotta go with one of my boys from West Virginia football, who's probably, he might not even get drafted, but I'd say he probably get drafted between the 5th and 7th round. He can play a little bit of safety, a little bit of corner. Sean Mahone, or Mahone, I think it's Mahone. He's a beast. He's a beast. Definitely like a true sleeper too, because he probably won't get picked till the last day of the draft. So that is a real sleeper for you. But yeah, there's a lot of good players. I mean, this might be more of a top-heavy draft class in the first couple of rounds. You want some sauce in Cincy. That would be dope if you went from Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they got drafted by the Bengals. That would be dope. I want some sauce in New York. Or East Rutherford, New Jersey. That's where I want some sauce. I want them to take him. Probably won't get him, though, because secondary is not our biggest need, and we have a lot of needs. So, probably not going to happen. I wouldn't be mad if it did, but I'd rather us go quarterback or offensive line or defensive line or linebacker. So, yeah, we need some work in the trenches. That's where the Giants need some work. We need to some work at quarterback, and we need some work in the trenches. I think that's where we need to target this draft heavy. But yeah, last week of the NFL season is this weekend. Then we got the playoffs. Probably have a mock draft out soon. We can have Stingley Jr. I mean, I don't know too much about Stingley Jr. because I watched him play a couple games this year, and I wasn't sold on him. I mean, no doubt that the talent is there, but I'm not real high on Derek Stingley Jr., but he is going to be a good player, I think, but I'm just not too high on him. And also, Giants don't have a real need for secondary, so I'll pass. I mean, if I take anyone from the secondary, I'd rather have Kyle Hamilton or Sauce over Derek Stingley, in my opinion. But hopefully, the Giants will draft Kenny Pickett, because Kenny Pickett, watching him play, really reminds me of Justin Herbert whenever he was at Oregon. Just like everything about him does. And I need a franchise quarterback for the Giants. Like, I need that. Like, I need to give all Giants fans everywhere some hope and some optimism going into each season. Like, knowing we have a franchise quarterback will do that. I just really hope that we pick one up. Like, I'd rather have Pickett over Carson Strong, Matt Corral, Malik Willis. Those are the big four this year. Not that strong of a quarterback class, but I think that Kenny Pickett is the clear number one, at least in my opinion, and I really hope we get him. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream here in a minute. We're getting up to an hour and a half into the stream. That's about how long I go on average. Desmond Ridder, yeah, not a bad choice. I mean, if the Giant, I think Ritter's probably going to fall. I don't necessarily think he's going to fall, but I think he's more of a second round quarterback. So if the Giants don't go quarterback first round with their 2 picks, I would love Desmond Ridder in the second. I think Desmond Ridder and Sam Howell are both second round quarterbacks to me. And I'd be happy with either one of them if we got them in the second round. Anyway, if we don't go for quarterback in the first, so yeah, I would be happy with those as second round picks. But yeah, that will do it for this stream. Thanks, Drake, for coming and talking football with me. I appreciate everyone who joined the stream. If you're watching this as a video and not live, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and the like button for me. Hit that like button. And yeah, we'll be back at it sometime next week. I'll keep you guys posted on it. And yeah, see you guys later.